Fear, it haunts us. Horror, it stalks us. The feeling of being watched intensifies as you wander alone on the windswept plain. Your heart beats faster, and an eerie noise comes to your ears. No, it's just your imagination. There's nothing out there besides the usual monsters of the night. Then, in the distance you see it, a horrible grin. Something watching you, testing your resolve. You approach, and it's gone. You catch your breath, rubbing your eyes. Was it really even there? Your journey continues through the night. Just a little further, and you'll reach the village. Thunder crackles and lightning splits the sky. A horrible scream pierces the air. The thing from before charges across the Badlands on all fours straight at you. You try to run, you try to fight, but it's too late. The man from the fog has you. The Man from the Fog is a horror mod for Minecraft version 1.19.2 and 1.20.1. The older version in 1.18.2 is also available. It is for Java Edition and uses Forge. This is one of the scariest mods I've ever played, with only the hide behind from Whisperwood creeping me out more. So why is the Man from the Fog so scary? Well, his 300 HP makes him a nightmare to fight, and his instant kill jump scare ability plus ludicrous move speed adds a sense of intense fear at the possibility of defeat, triggering that flight or fight response. However, it's his build-up that is the real bedwetter. At night time, you'll get a creepy whistling music score that makes you feel like you're in a horror movie. Then the sound of a heartbeat in your ears starts to play, a brilliant bit of sound work that triggers an off-putting sympathetic response, freezing your thoughts as your own heart races to match the game's own scatado rhythm. As the night lengthens, it gets darker and harder to see. This adds to the heightened stress of the situation. Then you see his face, grinning at you from a distance, horrible and elongated. With the shaders I used, the glowing effect made him even more unpleasant. At this point you think, okay, this is creepy, time to fight, let's get the sword ready. And then, he vanishes. This is the chef's kiss of horror, especially in an agency-driven video game like Minecraft. This cycle continues until he actually runs at you and murders the ever-living expletive out of you. What makes it even worse is if you're at home, your doors and windows will not even help. He eats those. However, what is more scary and more compelling is the aspect of the uncertainty of when he will strike. It is what makes him such compelling horror, and this mod such a compelling horror mod. Uncertainty is such a key factor in making you jump and feeling unsettled. It is the calm before the jump scare that gives it the punch. It is the build-up as the heroes enter the cultist's room and slowly start to see all the horrible things they have done. It is what drives the genre. Could be? Nah, they won't do that. Oh really? Wow. Okay, I did not see that coming beforehand, so whew, my heart. That is what it is. And then to add to it, the mod does something else brilliant. After the first time he kills you, you feel that he's insurmountable. But you do know that there's a glimmer of hope, that you can fight back. As I said earlier, Minecraft is an agency-driven game. You can fight back. This idea is so key to how the mod works. And it answers a comment someone left on one of my video shorts about this very mod. Wonder7812 writes, "To be honest, why when a horror game just makes a big black monster chase you is considered lame, but when it comes to Minecraft, everyone just kind of accepts it?" Well, the reason, Wonder, is you can always win in this game, or you should be able to if the mod maker has any sense in their head. The short is also funny as it's an older version with a bug that makes the Man from the Fog run slower than he should. I actually had to stop slapping him in the face so he could kill me. The bug in my pro gamer moves had him combo locked, which kind of defeated the point of, ooh, scary mod, let me show it off to you. The new version is unfortunately knockback resistant and fast, but there are ways to overcome this. However, while I explain one of these methods, I must address why, despite loving this mod's concept, in execution, balance, functionality, and story is significantly flawed. When I first started playing with it late in the evenings, it generally scared me. The mod provided a great horror experience in the Badlands, with me wandering through the dark, torch in hand, trying to find my way out of the Desert of Doom. I was looking for a more suitable location to build my new home. A simple task normally, but when I was being stalked by the man, it became a time of danger and death. I formulated a plan to fight him, and if not beat him, then survive, and it worked. Stone walls both overcome his fence-breaking powers and his climbing ability, keeping the beast at arm's length while still within sword range. After a certain amount of time, he gives up or you kill him. 300 HP is a lot to chunk through, but it's doable, and all you need to stay alive is 8 stone walls. However, you have to get the timing right, and also hope no skeletons get involved. Still, it does make Mr. Man a little less scary, considering the same thing that defeats sheep can stop him. This, however, wasn't actually a problem. You may look at it as such, but it's not. There should be creative ways to beat the monster. No, the flaw, and the big flaw, is after the monster is dead, new ones show up to keep hunting you. What was once a scary beast of the night becomes a dangerous nuisance. After you kill him once, or any mob like this, it should be gone forever unless you summon it. Because narratively in horror and narratively in Minecraft, when foes like this are defeated, it is done. Sure, zombies spawn every night. You never truly beat them, but there are mitigating factors that are straightforward. While you can use hostile architecture to confuse the AI of the man, it's not the same as laying down torches. Also, a slip up versus him means instant death, whereas with a zombie to a late game player, it means a 10-second fight. This comes down to my own personal taste, but if I were to seriously use this mod in a pack after beating the man once, I would uninstall the mod to make it feel closer to what I want out of it. But in reality, I would avoid it because this flaw is too much to overlook on my part. In my packs, I want a consistent narrative, which this mod just does not do, which is a real shame. Creature design wise, he is great. No complaints about that. A big toothy grin, horrible eyes, skinny arms and legs. He's like a mutant Enderman that took one trip too many to the back alley plastic surgeon. His starting horror strings spook you out, and his heartbeat effect is always welcome in a horror setting. His scream is okay. It's definitely scary at first, but it becomes tedious over time. He has good animations and a good idle pose. I love his gormless stance while he stares at you. The lightning bolt to make him appear and disappear is unnecessary, but does give him a little flair and can be toggled on and off in the mod's config. His running animation is fun. It does bug out a little at times, especially when it encounters stone walls, which for some reason makes him try to eat you with his rear end. But it's Minecraft, and some jank animations are to be expected. The Ender Dragon is one of the biggest derps to fight in Minecraft, and she's the final boss, so leeway can be given. I personally like the jump scare kill. That's the sort of attack effect most monsters like this should have. If they get you, they get you. It's your job to stay out of their hands. This too can be toggled off if you don't like it. However, you do have to be willing to figure out how the config files work. The configs aren't bad, but they're not straightforward either. Most people don't even know how to go into the mod options, added by another mod, then go to the configs and play with that. So making the configs a text file external to the main page and application of Minecraft doesn't win the mod any points. But at least it's straightforward, and a simpleton like me can figure it out, so it doesn't lose it any points. Although I don't know what 100% of all the configs mean. The options do seem good enough though. So with much whiffle-waffling, I rate the configs a meh. There is a reward for beating the man, which is his tears. A non-stacking item, when held in the main hand, gives you speed 2 and night vision 2. The implication of the night vision is very clunky and gives you a constant flicker, which I hate. And it occupies your main hand, which means I would never use this item except for travel if there are no other speed items available. One thing it does help with is running away from the man. So in some ways, once you've beat him once, in a roundabout way, he does become a little less of a problem. He is also less of a problem if you know his weaknesses. He has spider climb, can go through metal and wooden doors, breaks windows, but the stone wall stops him dead in his tracks, and he can't spider climb over it. Lava and fire don't hurt him, but he also can't go underwater, so if you hold your breath, you can tickle his tummy while he spazzes out above you, unable to reach you with his long hands. The lack of reach of his creepy arms also allows you to pull this one weird trick that spiders hate, nerd pulling up 2 blocks, then breaking the block attached to the ground. His spider climb and model height are actually only 1 block high. This includes his hitbox. So while it makes him annoying to shoot with arrows or to slap in general, his hurt box being linked to this is the same size, being only 1 block, which in reality makes him a tiny terror which needs a step ladder to deal damage. Of course, being small does come with its own advantages, and for the man it means he can fit through 1 block high holes while creepy crawling. So putting down half slabs to bunker up is the best way to poke and prod him from a hobbit hole. Most of these techniques work on any mob in the game, modded or unmodded, the half slab technique being almost everything's weakness, particularly that of the unranged foe. No one is safe if their ankles are being chewed up by a 2-meter tall slab of man, and the man from the fog is no exception to this. It's got some good groundwork, and it's fun for a short stint, but definitely overstays its welcome. Ideally, I would like it to be a little bit more of a story-driven mod. It starts much the same. The man stalks you for 2 to 3 days, then kills you. After that, when you go to recover your gear, there's a piece of him left behind, or a scrap note. You now go around the world to dungeons or gathering resources with whatever you got from him to forge a weapon or magic item. The whole time this goes on, he stalks you, kills you, and slowly gets more aggressive. Maybe at first he does not break doors, but then he does. His spire climb activates 10 days in, or something to that effect. At the climax, you kill him with the help of what was left behind the very first time he beat you, and then he's gone for the rest of the game, unless you summon him back or use console commands. In my ideal version of this mod, there would be finality, an epic build-up, a cool fight, as cool as Minecraft can get, and once it's done, you get a reward for being the man, and he is no more. Of course, this ideal version is probably very difficult to make, and would take a bit of skill to figure out, if not being impossible in this game's confines. I don't know how things are on that end of the modding experience, but that is what I would want in an ideal world. As it stands for now, you can kind of simulate this by uninstalling the mod after beating him, as I said earlier, but then install a different mod and cheat in a little treat from that mod as a reward for killing him. Give yourself bunny slippers. That's why he's so pissed. You woke him up, he's been chasing around his jammies this whole time. But now that he's dead, the shoe, or rather the slipper, is on the other foot. And your just desserts are sweet. If you're looking for some Minecraft horror fun, give it a go. It's got some interesting things, some techniques to figure out, and maybe a scare here and there. Avoid the bugs, don't get too invested in it, and you can enjoy it for a few hours. Links in the description below the video. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.